Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back to another episode of Our Years. This is Barry.
I'm Rima.
Today we're here with another episode with regards to our dating lives in the city. As you can see, Rima is already very tickled about the topic.
It's a joke. My love life is a joke.
So as we've been reflecting on the past year of dating, because we've been on the app for a year now, right?
Yeah, north of a year. You know, it feels like 17 years, but literally it's been less than 2 years.
Yeah. And I mean, I was on and off, but you kept going for a year straight.
You make it sound like
no,
I've been in war.
But good on you for keeping on going,
Yeah.
I feel like it is a struggle, and dating fatigue, as we discussed in our previous episode about dating, is a real thing.
Yeah.
So I took a break.
Yeah.
And now I'm back on. And so Rima and I were just chatting about, what sort of reflections we've done, what changes we've made.
Truly, it feels like a different person. I feel like a different person when I first joined the apps.
Yeah.
And now my perspective towards apps and dating. And we say apps a lot because I at least depend a lot on meeting people through the apps.
Yeah, I think it's just the situation or the circumstance of our world and generation, right? I think that is kind of just the easiest or most accessible way of dating nowadays.
I will say that I think the algo on the apps clearly suck because I think for the 20 people we matched, we're compatible only with one, so it's not great with identifying compatibility, but it is high ROI.
Yes, it's high ROI, but with the algorithm, I do believe that there's some sort of optimization in the algorithm to keep you on the apps a certain time
because they don't want negative network effect. They don't want you to find love and leave the app,
right? So I think it's also them trying to get you to pay. Obviously, we don't know if this is all true, but that's my guess, right?
What are your hypotheses about how the algorithm works?
I think, so from my observation, right? If you swipe right on people, your type, and you have a very evident type, it's not like a variety.
Yeah.
Let's say
Asian finance bros.
Exactly. For example. You swipe on those, right? And then you'll notice in the upcoming week or two, you'll see less of those. At least for me, right? And my guess is that, they show me that there are people like this on the apps. But then maybe they want to get me to buy into the membership so that I can see more people like that, which is why they're showing me less. And so I was telling Rima that I've seen a lot of videos on social media saying that you shouldn't actually swipe right on people that you like. You should swipe right on a variety or don't swipe at all, and let people like you first and then like the profiles that have liked you, so that the algorithm doesn't catch on to
what you like.
You're
playing 3D chess with the algorithm.
Know, and it's just so much work. Okay, so that's what I did in the past, and I think it just got a lot.
Yeah.
So then I was off the app for 2 months or so.
Yeah.
And now I'm back on it because Rima inspired me. She asked me why don't I just be on the apps? I don't have to religiously check it, but just be on there so I can expose myself, right?
Expose yourself, right?
Exactly. So that I can widen my horizons, so to say.
Yeah.
So to speak. But so then I got back on the apps. I don't rigorously look for people on there to date. It's just kind of if I match with someone and I feel like there's a connection, then we'll go out. And anyway, so Rima and I thought that it would be a good time to talk about how we've changed from when we first started using the apps, what we've learned,
many
lessons through the past year, and what we are going to do about it going forward.
Yeah. I just want to preface by saying that it sounds like we go on dates all day, every day. But literally I can count on one hand the number of dates.
Okay, you can't count on one hand.
Okay, I can count on 2 hands.
You can count on your hands and my hands.
No. But I feel like it sounds like we date a lot.
But we actually don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I think someone was actually asking me about this the other day, and I don't think I've gone on more than 50 dates in the amount of time that I've been on the apps.
Yeah.
In total, not just the past year, in total.
Yeah.
I don't think I've gone on more than 50 dates.
Yeah. There was a time when I was I told myself it was building muscle. So and it was going to the gym. So I had to do it. So I went on 3 dates a week, even if I wasn't really
so well though.
I think it helped. Committed. I think it helped because I was I need to get out of my head and just put myself out there.
Yeah.
So I think it helped. But now I finished Bumble, so there's nobody to
Help a
date.
girl out. If you guys know of any tall, skinny boys, they have to have skinny legs. That's our criteria.
It is really not. It is really not. But it's so funny. Anytime we're outside and Barry sees like any semblance of a brown man with like skinny legs, she's like, I got
just
you.
Being a girl's girl.
Yeah.
Looking out for our girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll jump right into it. We got some lessons that we wanted to share, and if you guys relate to it, please feel free to drop it in comments or anything that you've been feeling and you've been going through. I'm pretty sure we can relate to, so we'd love to hear your thoughts.
We should just have like a group therapy session where we just go out, drink wine and champagne.
Amazing.
And discuss our woes.
Maybe we can actually make that a thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys maybe soon. But let's jump into it. In the past year, actually at the beginning of the year, I feel like this year I haven't really been dating.
Yeah, because you were trying to meet people organically.
Right? I think I mentioned that in the previous episode, but I think that was a result of, at the beginning of the year, I met some people that I thought I really connected with.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out. So I think one of the lessons I've learned in the past year is to not have expectations coming out of a date.
Yeah.
Specifically, or for example, I went on a date with a guy, and initially, like before going on the dates, I wasn't like excited about it because I was like kind of drained from dating.
Yeah.
But then I was just like, oh, Rima's building muscles, so should I?
Going to dating gym.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so I was driving to the States, and I remember thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I just hope this is like a 1 hour, coffee chat kind of meet and greet. And it turned into a 7-hour date.
That's wild.
Because it just went so well.
Yeah, 7 hours is wild.
And like we literally forgot about the time. We forgot to eat lunch. We forgot to eat dinner because we were having such a good time.
It's like something out of a rom-com.
It really was. And you would think that, both parties are interested and that there would be a second date, right? And just prefacing this is the date only ended because I had to go do something else after, right? And
so you were like, okay, I need to bounce.
Yes, but if I didn't say that, I think it would have continued.
Yeah.
But because I said that, we ended things. And he texted after, saying it was a good time, etc. And then we kind of kept in touch. And then he was going on holiday and I was going on holiday. That's when we went to London. And we kind of texted back and forth, but it wasn't like deep conversation. It was just like, oh, how's your trip
checking
going?
in,
kind of thing. And so it was just back and forth, little texts, not every day, just a couple of days at a time.
Yeah.
And then when I got back, I was just like, okay, the date went really well, and I actually felt excited about meeting this guy again. And I didn't know when he was getting back, but I knew that he was gone away for longer than we were. And so I texted him. I was just like, hey, like let me know when you're back. Would love to like hang out again. And then he texted saying, okay, he will, or something like that. But then when he actually got back, he texted me saying that he only saw me platonically.
That's wild. I don't understand how you can spend 7 hours with someone, a stranger.
On a first date.
And
then come back and tell me that it was just platonic.
Yeah.
And that he didn't see me in a romantic light.
Yeah.
And I think I was just so shocked because I feel like at that point I was just like, everything I know about dating, everything I know about feeling things for someone is just not the same anymore.
Yeah, like what are the signs to even look for?
Right.
If someone I would think that if someone is spending 6 or 7 hours with someone, that they're interested.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what to think of that anymore.
When I was talking to even my guy friends, because I was just like, I need to know
what the guy's perspective of this is.
And I didn't want to ask the guy because it already ended. And I'm just like, okay, it's fine, it's ended, right? But I wanted to know for my reference going forward why that is. And I asked a lot of my guy friends, and they were just like, even they were so confused. Like, I think before this happened, when we were in London, I was asking my guy friend and his roommate, I was just like, what do you guys think? And then the roommate and both of my guy friends over there, they were like, Barry, like, guys are 0 and 1. They're very binary, right? Like, if they like you, they like you. And if this guy has decided that he's going to spend 7 hours with you on a first date, unplanned, he definitely likes you.
Yeah.
Or like the guy friends were like this. And then I asked even other guy friends, and everybody was just like, yeah, he's definitely into you. And so I think that also kind of built up to
your
me
the confidence of it.
Right. And then only to have it turn out the way it did.
Yeah, it's very weird. There's no, I don't know how to rationalize that.
Even to this day, I think after I told my guy friends about it, they were all just so shocked.
Yeah. I wish we could just ask him. Like do a postmortem of it, of the date.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like, there's nothing, like, I'm not mad at him.
No, I know. It's just more like of the human condition.
Right. Like, I just want to know, like, what happened, and kind of just to brace myself for the next situation that happens like that, right?
Yeah.
So, because I feel like now I kind of go into dates reminding myself no expectations, regardless of how long the length of the date was.
Right.
Like, I feel like that is not a true reflection anymore of how the dates is going.
I know what you mean. Do you think that's changed now of how much time you'd spend on a date, or would you still, if you thought the date was going well, you'd still continue? If you date a new person and you thought it was like going well and it was going into hours, would you still do that, or would you like?
No, I think it's fine. I don't think like one person is going to change the way I do things. I feel like if you feel a genuine connection with someone, you should just
go with it.
And yeah, I think like, sure, this guy is maybe just a once off, you know, like it's maybe just he didn't know how to pull himself out of the date if he thought it wasn't going well. I don't know. I honestly don't know, but no, I don't think it's changed the way I will do things. Although I think what has changed is my expectation of the date. So I kind of remind myself that, okay, this date has gone on for 4 hours. It's going really great. And then I'm just like, okay, I will see how the next date goes, and only evaluate how I feel about the date after a couple of dates, and not just evaluate based on 4 hours or 7 hours of the first date.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. How do you feel? Do you think that you would, after observing this, do you think that you would cut off dates just so it doesn't go on for too long because you'll have expectations?
No, I think I'm also of the similar mindset where if I think it's going well, I'll go with the flow.
Right.
Because it doesn't happen often. I don't think you make that connection with a lot of people. And even if it was platonic, if I was just enjoying myself, I would go along with it. But I also see the value of cutting it short, because then I would be over invested in it.
Yeah.
But it's never happened to me, right? I time box my dates, which is very different.
Yes, that's actually a huge difference. I remember at the beginning when we first started dating, Rima and I were on opposite ends, where I'm happy just to do a 30-minute date.
And I would be like, what are you going to find out about a guy in 30 minutes? You might as well just not go.
Vibes.
Yeah, but now I've learned.
Yeah, and now Rima's on the opposite side, where she'll do a lunch break around the block.
Literally on my lunch break, I'll be like, take a walk with me across the block and around the block.
Yeah.
And that's all I need.
Basically like a lunch 101.
Basically, it's a networking event. Previously, I'd need to go on a 3-course meal. Yeah. Minimum.
Yeah, minimum.
Yeah, I'd need to know like from when they were born, what their life story is, and I'd have to know a lot.
Yeah.
But now, I don't know if it's jaded, if I'm jaded, or I know what I want now.
Yeah.
And I'm like not wasting time.
Yeah. Talking about expectation setting, have you ever been on a date where you felt like you were being interviewed?
I have been on a date where I felt like it was a test. Like if I was, it was very much like, give me the correct answer kind of date.
Wait, with regards to you expecting?
No. Like I thought the person was asking me a lot of questions. It was not like, when do you like, how much do you make, or like where do you see yourself in 5 years? It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It was almost as if like he had an idea or an impression of what I was to him, and he was asking me questions to sort of corroborate whether his hypothesis was correct. I see. I was so transparent that this was happening, and I even made a comment about how I feel like if I say the wrong answer, I'll disappoint you.
I see.
And I did mention it.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. I mean, it's like weird to be on the spot like that.
Right.
But then I also realized that and I reflected more about it, and I realized before that date, I was also going into a lot of dates being like, answer A, B, C.
I see.
And I wasn't having fun.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was a reminder for myself to have more fun on a date. Right. And because like the more you have fun with a person, the more you let your guard down, they let your guard down, and you can see if you are compatible, as opposed to you just feel like an interview. So that was a good reminder for me while I was being interviewed to be like, don't interview people.
Right. I think it was also the reason I asked that is because I also went on a date where I felt like I was being interviewed.
Yeah. Did you tell him?
I didn't tell them directly, but I did say, wow, these questions are very intense for a first date. And I felt like he maybe was also feeling fatigue in dating. And so he was just trying to filter through and see if this is the person for them. And I know we mentioned this in our previous dating episode where we talk about how, we kind of forget to enjoy the date itself because we're wanting to make sure that this person isn't really a waste of our time by checking certain boxes before you go on a second date.
Yeah.
Right. And I think this date was a reminder to me to not do that because I felt like it wasn't natural during the date. Like, because he was asking me such intense questions that I felt like was only maybe more suitable to be asked in third, fourth date.
Yeah. And I also think some of this stuff comes up organically,
right? Exactly. Yeah. So I think like expectation setting is, you shouldn't expect to know everything about a person on a first date. You should slowly ease into it. And I think that's the natural progression of building a relationship and feeling a stronger connection with someone.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta have fun with them.
Yeah, gotta have fun. So that's a good reminder for me. I think another part of expectations is that you should, pace yourself.
I love it. I love how you're approaching this like it's a marathon.
Listen, like honestly, I know that, being in your 30s is scary and, you're single in your 30s. I think it's only scary because of societal expectations.
100%.
Right? Like if you didn't have people around you that were getting married and having kids, I don't think you would find it scary. I don't think you'll feel nervous about you being in your 30s and being single, right?
Yeah. There's this Emma Watson interview where she talks about how even if she tries really hard, like when she was turning 30, she didn't want to feel the pressure, but it's really hard to live in society and not feel the pressure. Like there's so much messaging about it. Yeah. It sucks.
Especially like women's like
biological clock.
Right. Right. And especially like in Asian culture, it's almost like a sign that nobody wants you when you're at this age.
Yeah. My mother, I have this aunt who is like single and she's very bitter. And like nobody likes her. And she's truly like a bitter person. But that all this is not to say that it's just because she's single. Like there are multiple reasons. Right. But my mother the other day, she's like, what if you become like her?
Oh no. But you're not going to become like her.
I'm like, the world we live in is very different. But it's like stuff like this you have to listen to, right?
Yeah. Right. And so like the reason I say pace yourself is because, you can naturally feel an urgency to want to filter through all these people and, like be on your way to getting married.
Yeah.
That you almost just miss the good times, I think,
Yeah.
So just pacing yourself, taking it slowly, getting to know someone, like
you need to give it time.
Yeah. And I think it's fun getting to know someone slowly, So I think a lesson I've learned is to pace myself, and that goes hand in hand with what I was saying about, not interviewing someone.
Yeah.
Because you feel the rush.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like you're impatient. So this other person who is willing to come along to have a perfectly good time and could be very compatible with you.
Right.
It's sort of like off-putting to them also if you approach it like this, right?
Exactly. Yeah. One other thing, kind of on the opposite end of pacing yourself, is that I feel like it's very easy to move things quickly physically with someone. And I think just reminding yourself to pace yourself so that you can give yourself time to get to know this person on a deeper level before you get physical is also a good reminder, right? Because if you get physical too early, not that it's a bad thing. I think we've all been in that boat, but I do believe that if you give both yourself the opportunity to get to know each other emotionally first before getting physical, that builds a stronger foundation and setting you up for success to a good relationship.
I used to have all these rules.
Yeah. What were your rules?
About like, this person can't hold my hand on the first date. Like I would
first base, second base.
Like all like on the milestones, I would lay it out. And I remember when I first got on the app, I would tell this, like the person I was dating, that these are my milestones.
Would you actually?
I told one person and he looked at me like he was so confused, but he was really nice about it.
Right.
And I asked him if he thought I was a prude.
Yeah.
And he was like, it seems like you're on a journey. I was like, I am on a journey.
It's almost also a litmus test though, to
how they react.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if someone's truly invested in you, they'll appreciate like you wanting to get to know them.
Or like wanting to do it right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And doing it right may look different for different people.
That's
right?
true.
You can get physical with someone on a first date and you may still be doing it right, whatever works. Everybody's different, right? And how it works for two people may look different too. They can be physical on the first date and they can be the most compatible couple, right? But it's just reminding yourself that it's okay to be who you are and do things at your own pace.
Yeah.
Right?
Even giving out my number, like I'll be like, only after this date will I give you my number.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, take my number before I even say hi to you, because I'm like, I won't see the app, so please message me so I can remember.
Yeah.
So many journeys I've gone on.
So many journeys. And now immediately you just give your number.
Yeah. And I also wouldn't, I'd need to text someone for a long time and like have a conversation before I meet them.
And now
I'm like, hi, hello, please meet me here at this time.
Pace yourself, Rima.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's true. I feel like we've changed the way we do things because we want to be a little bit more efficient.
Yeah.
But
and so the reminder to have fun is important.
Yeah.
But I also feel like sometimes, like, I don't know about you, but I feel like I have very few free nights because sometimes the work week gets so crazy.
It's true.
And so I need to know what I'm doing on those free nights.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just want to hang out with my friends.
That's true. That's true.
So I just like planning it.
Yeah.
And so this guy on the app, on like Bumble, he was like, are you really type A because you're planning out a date 2 weeks in advance? I'm like, no, I just want to know like what I'm doing.
Yeah. So talking about expectations, this is like a good segue into expectations from your partner. I think, my mom's been telling me for the longest time that the reason I'm single is because I have this laundry list of items or personality traits that I want my partner to have.
Yeah.
And she's just like, Barry, no one's perfect. You're not perfect. You should just prioritize 5 things and focus on those 5 things to have in a partner. And everything else is like, should be second priority. So yeah, what are the top 5 priorities for you? Have you thought about that? Or do you agree with like prioritizing 5 things and then everything else comes secondary to it?
I don't know how to put like I don't know how to cap it at 5.
Sure. Okay. What Penny means isn't necessarily 5.
Yeah, but like
just top priorities.
Yeah, I think that's true. I do have like non-negotiables.
Right.
And then the rest is just fun.
Yeah.
Dude, 20-year-old baby Rima had the funniest list.
Oh, yes. I remember this. What it was like playing the violin.
Okay, no, that was not playing the violin. That was playing a musical instrument. That was playing a contact sport. Having a sister. Having a sister was up there.
That's right.
And then I dated someone who had all those traits and they gave me brain damage.
Yep.
I'm joking.
We know what you mean.
Yeah. And then I dated someone who had like barely any of those qualities and it was a really healthy relationship.
Right.
So I think... And also, like, what I want in any point of time is very different, right? Like, if you'd ask me at 25 what I wanted versus 27 versus 30, and now I'm in my 30, I'm 33, it's like very different.
Yeah.
So I think the list keeps changing, and you also get perspective. Right. So I feel like there is a natural filter of what is important and what is not.
Yeah. I think that's true. Do you feel like now that you have like a priority specifically to this period of time, that it's been easier for you to go on dates and pick people to go on dates with?
I think it's difficult in the sense that I know some of these non-negotiables. So a lot of people get filtered out like that, even if I had met them and it would have been fun. Right. Sometimes I don't prioritize that.
Right.
And sometimes I've just like life is hectic and I just want to go out and have fun.
Yeah.
And then I just prioritize having fun. So it really flip-flops.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do have a list of non-negotiables. But like in the last few months, I have been trying to not bring it up like an interview and see organically how it goes and be okay with the fact that it's going to take time and not be like, oh, I don't have all these answers and it's date 2 and I'm like wasting my time. I need to like roster.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like for me, I also do have those priorities and I think I tend to ask them on a first date. I wouldn't ask them directly, like, what are your top priorities? I'll ask them like, oh, what are you looking for in a partner? Like, what are the top things that you're looking for? And then once they start listing it out, then I'm like, okay, if we're compatible or not. I'll do like a first kind of filter, and then based on that, see if I want to go on a second date with them.
Did you have this theory about like women, or the difference between men and women and how they filter out people?
Oh, right. I think like previously, I think we've mentioned this previously, but essentially I believe that like women, right, know exactly what we want. And so what we do is we tend to list out the top things that we care about and that we want in a relationship, and then we filter everybody that is not that. Whereas I think men are on the flip side, where they know what they don't want, and so then they will go on a date with everybody that doesn't have the non-negotiables for them, essentially. And so like their pool of people
is very, very wide.
Yes, is much larger than women, because women know specifically what they want, and so the pool is much smaller.
Yeah, I can see that. I see how my guy friends date versus how my girlfriends date.
Yeah,
and I can see that.
Yeah, I was also chatting to someone about this, a guy actually, and he was saying that there was a study where women and men were studied on dating habits, and they were saying that women tend to, when they date, for example, like a pro athlete, they will be like, okay, that is now the baseline, that is now the standard, and so they'll going forward, they'll date only athletes, and if they're not athletes, they won't date them. Whereas for guys, right, they'll be like, oh, okay, I dated a pro athlete and that was all great, but they won't set that as the baseline. They're just like, okay, that was a great time, but they're not going to seek out dating a pro athlete in the following dates or the following relationships.
So I feel like if women see like the bar keeps changing, or like the bar is set based on what they have experienced,
right,
and men are just diversifying their portfolio.
Yeah, that. But what I mean to say though is that kind of like, I think aligns with what my theory is, where like men don't see that as setting the bar, and so there's still got this huge pool of people where when women set that as the baseline, they're kind of like adding a new filter, and the more filters you add, the smaller the pool gets.
Yeah.
And I think it's true.
Tough.
Yeah, and so what we need to learn from that is, you can set certain baselines. Like, for example, if a guy treated me really well, right, I can set that as the baseline, but I don't think, unless it's like a non-negotiable, I don't think that should be, okay, I'm only going to date men that open the car door for me going forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like you get spoiled, and I get that. And my last 2 or 3 relationships and dates, like the guys have open the door for me, and it's easy to get used to that. And if someone on your next date doesn't do that, you're kind of just like, oh, okay, this guy's out. But you need to remind yourself that everybody's different, right?
That's true.
And he may be good to you in other areas, right?
Yeah.
And
he may surprise you in ways that you didn't even know.
Exactly. So for example, if he like treats you well by doing other things for you that are very gentlemanlike, that other people didn't do, same thing, right? It's just ways of acting is different. So it's just a good reminder.
To the point of knowing what you want, I think apart from like knowing what you want from the person you're dating, I think you should also need to know what you want from yourself, right?
That's a good one.
And there are times when, like, even if I think a person is interesting, like I physically just don't want to go on a date. Like I'm just socially, my battery is very low, and I know I'm not going to be the best version of myself. And I feel like, to your point about how I used to feel impatient and I need to like do this, like I need to go on 3 dates a week. Like I realized I need to stop forcing myself to do something.
It's a balance.
It is a balance, and just like sort of like listen to my heart and my head sometimes. And if I don't want to go on a date, I'm also not putting my best version of myself out there.
True.
So I should just like listen to my sort of body, and not go, and it's okay.
Yeah.
And I think it's a balance of like, I feel like the last time I stopped doing that, I didn't date for a year. And so like you can't listen
very
to
extreme if you guys haven't already noticed.
Correct. It's all like 0 or 1. There's no middle ground. It's either 3 dates a week or like don't date for a year.
Exactly.
I think that's why I was going on 3 dates a week, because I was like scared that if I stop, I'll stop for a year. But now I'm trying to find the balance of also what I want. Regardless of what the other person is presenting.
And maybe it can be 3 3 dates this week and then maybe 0 dates next week, but then maybe you can have like 3 dates the next.
Yeah. Or maybe just don't even put a number.
Exactly. You should just do it however you feel.
And as someone who's finished Bumble, it's a natural, like the plan is naturally laid out for me. You know, it was so funny. Previously, when I was in a relationship and I'd never been on the apps, and I'd like my single girlfriends would be like bitching and moaning about what the apps are. And I'd be like, why is it such a roller coaster? Like, why is it so hard? And now I get it.
It is really a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah. And I'm like, why are you giving it so much attention? Just like, don't pay attention to it. Or like, why is it so hard?
Why? Just don't do it.
I get it now.
It's a struggle. But keep your head up. You know, things will work out in your favor always.
Yeah, no, I'm not too concerned about that. And I think that's also a privilege to not be stressed or pressured, because I know a lot of women get a lot of pressure about being single, and I don't get that. So I don't feel that kind of pressure, and I'm really grateful. But man, it is a journey.
It is. I know that some people like tell Rima and I, because we talk about being single a lot.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people like ask us, you know, what's it like being single?
Yeah.
And even though, you know, we sometimes complain about the dates that we've been on, there are also really good dates that we do go on. And so when people ask me what it's like, I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be, you know?
I have a friend that I'm convincing to get on the apps and actually like make an effort. Yeah, truly. It's like pulling teeth. And I just want her to do it because like I really just want her to see that there are actually nice guys out there.
There are actually, I think, in general, more nice guys than are bad.
Yeah. And even our bad is just like amusing, right? Or like it's so different. They're so different from us.
Yeah.
Like our bad is not like, oh my God, we've been in like physical danger.
They're
or
not
like
bad people.
They're really not
people that we think are
compatible.
Touch wood.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm trying to get even though of all the things I've said on the apps, I'm trying to convince this girlfriend of mine to get on it because I want her to just like have fun, to go on a date and just have fun.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think she's really feeling the fatigue.
Yeah. Yeah. And people will, right? It's just like pacing yourself, like taking a break if you need to. And then once you feel refreshed, then get back into it.
Do you feel like you're refreshed or do you think you still have fatigue?
I think I still have fatigue, but I did go on a date recently and I felt like it was good. You know, I don't want to jinx it. And so I won't say too much because you know how I feel about it.
I don't know how you feel. It's time to give back all your master degrees back to the school. That is 2 master degrees.
If you guys didn't know, like I don't like saying things out loud
until
like it's solid and it's happened because I feel like I would jinx it. And honestly, I was talking to a friend about this and they feel exactly the same way. So
Barry has 2 masters.
Listen, it's not even about the masters, okay? It's about how the world works. And after doing A/B testing, I think I'm right.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we will continue to encourage people, you know, don't give up. Like I think bad dates or things that didn't work out even though you wanted it to worked out for the best because they were not compatible with you.
Truly.
Yeah. I feel like the right person will come along at the right time and then you'll forget about all those dates that you thought were bad.
I think truly, like, I know it's hard to have that perspective when you're going through it and you're feeling really upset that something's not working out. But I was reflecting over the last year and the first few ones that I was like so confused by like how it was working out. But I think it was for the best.
Yeah, definitely. And now that we've had time to reflect, you think back on it and you're just like, you know, it makes sense. Yeah.
It's really annoying that the cliche that you learn with time or time heals is really true. Because like, I like things quickly.
Correct. But this is the lesson that is the lesson. Right? Yeah. So keep going. So one of the things about dating, right, that I've had to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
So Rima always says that I wear my heart on my sleeve, which I think is true. I think I pour a lot of emotions and investments into someone that I think
has potential.
Yes. Or that I like, right? And I think the risk with that is that you haven't really established exclusivity yet and you've already poured in emotions. That will be very
taxing.
Yeah. And difficult for you when things don't work out. And it's not like I don't blame those people, right? I think it's just pacing yourself again, like I said. Another way is to diversify your portfolio.
I love it. I love it.
So some girlfriends and I were talking about this, and you know, it's funny because before being on the apps, I'm just the type to only date one person at a time.
Yeah.
I thought it was
normal.
Yeah, and I thought it was unnormal to date multiple people at once. It was almost like you were disloyal.
Yeah.
Right? But the thing is, there's no disloyalty in it because you have not established exclusivity.
Yeah.
Right? And so now that I've learned my lesson, I think a way for me to distract myself and not pour so much emotions into one person in a short time is to kind of go on other dates. And also that kind of helps me put things in perspective, right? Maybe like me going on another date with someone else might show me that that person's more compatible for me than this person that I'm currently dating.
Yeah. You know, this is called rostering.
No, it's not.
It's really called it.
But a lot of people say, yeah, you have all the boys on your roster.
Yeah, it's like, oh dude, I've learned so much in the last year about the human condition. Like rostering is basically the process of dating multiple people so that you have perspective on like what you want, and you're collecting data.
It makes sense.
And you're not over investing in one person.
Yeah.
The things I've learned.
Did ChatGPT or Reddit tell you this?
Reddit.
That makes sense.
But it's really funny to your point about, you know, when you date, previously when we dated, we were only dating one person at a time. And so it was very obvious that we were exclusive, right?
Right.
And so when I moved here and when we were in Cornell, I was telling my roommate that one of my girlfriends was having this like fight with this guy that she was dating because he was still on Tinder even though they were dating. And my roommate was like, that makes sense. And I'm like, how does it make sense? They're dating. Why is he still on the app?
Right.
And she's like, no, they need to have the talk about being exclusive. And I was so taken aback because I just assumed that if you were dating someone, you were exclusive. Right. And now I think back to that and I sound so naive.
Silly me.
Silly me. It's just a sign of our times, function of our times.
Maybe.
Yeah. But this whole thing about you have to have a conversation about whether you have to be exclusive, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And I was like 30, dude, when I learned this. I was like learning things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get it now. And I think I do it as well. Although I can't be dating more than 3 guys at once. Like I like to be present and I try to remember the details of every guy that I go on. Your
memory's trash.
Exactly. And so I can't be dating 3 guys at once. Like I want to remember things about them, right? I don't want to mix the 2-3 guys
and conflate all the details. It's really funny if you tell a person a story.
Yeah.
Like,
and you told me that, right? Exactly. And so I think like 1 or 2 guys, sure.
Yeah.
2-3 guys, sure. But I don't know if like I could do more than like 3.
Also, who has the time?
Exactly. I mean, if it's like first, second date, I think it's okay. But if you're going on like more than 3 dates, I think I would have narrowed down to one person, or I'd put more focus on one person than the other.
I know the importance of rostering now, and I get the theory, but it's really hard for me to do physically.
Yeah.
Like physically date multiple people.
Same.
It does feel a little wrong.
Yeah, like it feels guilty, right? It feels like I'm being disloyal.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, someone had to remind me that, you know, you guys aren't exclusive. You just have to put things in perspective because chances are he's also got his options open. So to kind of prevent you from getting hurt, prevent the other party from getting hurt, from all parties from getting hurt, you know.
Roster.
Correct.
Yeah. Learning things.
Not to say, like, you know, be out there with everyone. It's just, you know, just put things in perspective. Don't have all your eggs in the same basket.
So that you don't overinvest.
Exactly.
Okay, I think the most important lesson I've learned is to not look at words and look at actions from the other person. Because I've been on dates where I thought was going really well. And then I've realized that the other party does not think so. And vice versa as well, where I thought the date was not going well at all and I'm never going to meet this person again. And then they message me later saying that they had a great time. And I'm like, have I lost all sense of reality? Because I feel like it's so strange to go through the same evening with someone and go through the same experience, and your perspective is so different from theirs. And so now I've realized to stop giving or attaching meaning to things that were said and done.
Yeah.
And see how they react after the date.
Right.
Yeah. So that actions speak and I really realized that actions speak louder than words.
Yeah. I don't think it's only for dating. Even when like you are in a relationship, always remember that actions speak louder than words. And take things at face value, right? Like if they say that they're not the sort of person that, so let's say I'm like, oh, I would like you to be this person, and if they like explicitly say, you know, I don't think I'm that person.
Yeah. Don't be like, believe them.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be like, oh no, he'll change for me.
Your love will change it.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like all the shows we watched growing up have given us this like, love can heal him. Like One Tree Hill, I blame One Tree Hill. I blame Nathan and Haley's relationship. Yeah, a lot of these things where, you know, he's a bad guy and your love can change him. None of that is true.
Right, none of that. Yeah. I think it's so true. Like, don't date for potential. And I think our parents, you know, tell us, you know, date the potential. Like, he'll grow into the man that you see that he'll become. I don't know if that's true.
I feel like in your 30s, and we're dating guys in our 30s, I feel like you're sort of set in who you are innately.
Yes. Right.
Your values are set. And sure, your perspective may change on certain things, but how you move through the world, I think, is kind of set.
Yeah, I think to a certain extent, right? Like maybe you can still change someone who you're going through college with because you're still growing. That's a very pivotal time in your life where you're becoming a true adult, right? And so you're still molding into the person that you're potentially going to become.
Yeah.
So I can get that. But once you're in your 30s, I think it's so hard to change someone. Like, you should date someone as they are.
Right. And you shouldn't even want to change them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And so then even I realized that even like I've gone on dates where I thought like someone could have potential, but I've realized that I shouldn't even want to have to change them. Like, I can't have them Frankenstein into what I want in a partner. Exactly. I should just take it at face value.
Yeah, exactly. So I agree. I think that's also one of the biggest lessons I've learned.
Yeah.
That you just have to love the person that's right in front of you at that time. And if you're okay with that, then you're a great fit. But you should not expect that they will become the person that you hope they'll become.
Yeah, I think you need to be very okay with who they are.
Yeah.
Right. If they're messy now, they're not suddenly going to stop being messy.
Right.
Your love can't change that.
Yeah. I mean, to some extent, if there are of growth mindset, I think there are certain things that you can discuss and grow together with. So for example, if they're like a not so neat person, but if they're willing to grow and build a life together with someone, I think there is still a potential that you guys can talk that through and create a life that works for the both of you, where maybe he becomes a little neater and you're okay with being a little messier. I think in that sort of scenario, it's still possible, but asking him to become a CEO when he doesn't care for his career, that's just far-fetched, in my opinion.
Yeah. And again, you can't realize, you don't know whether that person is capable of the change that you talked about until you date that person, right?
Right.
So,
yeah. But yeah, don't date potential. Date what's in the present.
Are we jaded?
I don't know. You think? It was so sweet. I went to get coffee with a new friend I've made recently. And I think he's just very pure. In a good way.
Like unjaded.
Unjaded. Like he sees the world very purely. And I think it's the loveliest thing ever. It's very sweet.
It is very sweet.
And I hope he continues to stay like that.
Yeah. I'm shocked that you told me about him, and I'm shocked that he's 29.
Yeah.
Because he sounds like a fresh out of into
and
the world.
He looks it too. He looks 25.
He does.
I was shocked when he told me he's 29, like my age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the other major lesson I've learned is how to onboard people into my life. I used to think that I can be on a first date the same exact person I am with like all my, say, friends or my family that I've known for decades. And it's a litmus test if whether this guy can accept that or not. And now I'm like, at work, for instance, when I meet a new colleague, I'm not going to be like that open, right? It's the same thing as when you date. You have to onboard people into your life.
Right.
And the way you communicate, they're not going to get all your inside jokes. They're not going to get your humor.
Yeah.
They're not going to get, especially in the beginning, you're sort of texting, right? They're not going to get your tone.
Right.
So I feel like I used to put a lot of importance into, oh, this person's not getting my humor and stuff like that. They're not getting my references.
Yeah.
Right? I used to put a lot of importance on that. And now I've stopped doing that.
Yeah.
I've learned that you need to, like, people get onboarded into your life, and you can't compare you can't compare the same communication style that you're having with a friend that you've known for decades with someone who's literally just met you. And so I think how I onboard people is different now.
Do you want to say more about like what has changed with regards to onboarding?
Yeah, I think like also, I think it's also like how much I share, like right at the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't give them the full lowdown.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of those conversations happen organically, or, you know, it is important for a person to have perspective on you and have an opinion of you first before you share certain things.
Right.
You can't like expect them to react in a certain way, like you're same as like your friends or family would with, say, like you give them some information. You can't expect both parties to react the same way because they don't know you in the same way.
Exactly.
So previously, if I made like a joke with like a friend and I liked that reaction and I said the same thing to someone I was dating and they didn't get it, I was like, oh, I don't know if this will work.
This guy's not for me.
Yeah,
He's out.
Yeah. But I've also realized that it is like a process getting to know someone.
Yeah.
And so, which is what we talked about. It's tricky where if that instant connection is not there, you think it's not going to go anywhere, but it's not true. Sometimes it's a slow burn.
Yeah.
And I think I've learned this also in other areas of my life, where just because something is hard in the beginning doesn't mean it's the wrong thing for you.
Yeah.
And conversely, just because something is easy doesn't mean it's the right thing.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think that if you are dating someone and things become hard, that you think it's not compatible? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it depends on the circumstance and what is difficult, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, like different times in my life, I've valued different things.
Right.
So what I valued in my like early 20s is obviously not what I value now.
Right.
So I think it depends. What about you?
Yeah, I think it should be easy in the sense that it's easy for you to talk about anything and everything. But I do think that a relationship is hard work, and there will be difficult times that you both need to work through together. But I think in general, like the feeling of a relationship being easy should be that even in difficult times, you are able to make it or work through it easily, in that you both want to put in work so that you feel like it's a team effort. And you know how when you're working in a group project, when people both all put in effort, it becomes easier than if it was just one person out of 5 people doing the work, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I took a hiatus from dating, and then I went on a date, and it was okay, the date. Right. And not for no fault of them. I think it was more like how I was. I was still like pretty blah. And then I was like, oh no. And I came back and I remember telling you.
Oh my God, I have a video of her.
I remember coming back and telling you that, what if I never feel a spark with a person again?
She was crying when she came home.
Yeah.
She literally sat on this couch and she was crying.
I was like, I'm never going to fall in love again. Literally, after spending 1 hour with a man, I was like, I'm never going to feel this again.
Dramatic as she is.
Very dramatic. And so I've learned that sometimes a slow burn isn't necessarily a bad thing.
And you guys ended up having like really good time.
Yeah, I really like dating him.
Right. Yeah. They actually dated for quite a while, right? Yeah.
And I think like even on the second date, I think there was awkwardness. And I'm glad like we stuck through with it. I think it's to your point where you have to give it time.
Right.
And it's not going to be instantaneous. I blame One Tree Hill and the OC.
Yeah.
And
oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's, like I said, it's okay if it takes time.
Yeah.
I think that's the trade-off about how we feel a lot of pressure about getting into a relationship. Like we're just women in our 30s, not just me and you.
Right.
So you want it quickly.
Yeah.
But you're not giving it time to happen.
Right.
And so you're actually like, you're being your own worst enemy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good way to describe it for sure.
Yeah. So I was talking to a friend who's married, and she was telling me how one of her single girlfriends was lamenting to her about how she just wants to like meet someone and like sort of checklist it out, and she just wants to get like married or whatever, find a long-term partner.
Yeah.
And my friend was basically telling her that, you could marry someone and it could not work out.
Yeah.
And you still have to put in work and effort, and it's not like once you find someone, it's the end of it.
Yeah, like unicorns and rainbows.
It's constant work.
Yeah.
And so that was a good reminder.
For sure.
Yeah.
Even though Rima and I, mention all of these lessons learned, I think one of the key lessons that we've learned, or a key reminder that we've kind of taken away from the past few dates, is to really enjoy yourself on the dates. I think we often just forget because we're so focused on
the process,
right, and the goal, the end goal of the dates, right?
Guilty,
that you kind of forget to enjoy the dates and just be yourself. But I think that is actually the key to finding a partner that is good for you. So as a key reminder, just enjoy the dates, go on the dates, just feel like you're meeting someone new and not expecting that they're going to be your future husband. It's just it's always fun to meet someone new, get different perspectives, and also just go and pick an activity that is fun for you, so that you know that even if the date doesn't go well,
you get something out of it.
Exactly. I think that is one of the things that I've been kind of being mindful about as I ease back into dating.
As she ramps up.
Yeah. And so the recent dates that I went on after my 2-month hiatus, I think that's what we did. He gave me options of what we wanted to do, and one was like right up my alley, where we got pastries, coffee, and then went for a little walk.
Nice.
And it's very like what I do on the weekend, and so that just added to the fun, and I think we both had a great time.
Nice.
So just a good reminder.
That is a good reminder. The last guy I dated, literally a friend messaged me and said, don't bring up any hard topics, just have fun.
Men.
It's really funny.
Yeah,
it's true. Our friends know as well.
Yeah, they do know as well. And I think I'm grateful that people give us those reminders, because it's easy to forget those.
Yeah. It's quite a journey dating.
It is quite a journey, but
it's not all bad.
It's not. And we're together with you guys who are going through the same. Yeah. So share your stories. Tell us what you feel. And we can share some of our thoughts. But yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here for this week. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Toodles.
Bye.